What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. I've got a couple of games here between the little one and DIMAGA. We can see we are on Shakur's Plateau, spawning in the upper right-hand position. We do have the little one as our red Terran player, and down over here in the bottom left, we have got DIMAGA as the blue Zerg. So you're looking forward to this series, the little one and DIMAGA. Both certainly very interesting players to watch. The little one, very well known for his kind of interesting play during the beta. Something else very notable about the little one is that he played random for a very long time. In fact, I've seen him kind of bounce back and forth, even post-release on the professional scene between his kind of most played race, at least his chosen race. Now it seems as of now the little one has been playing the Terran for a little while now. I know he had switched to Zerg not too long ago, and then he kind of went back to Terran, and that is important, and actually I guess I'll make mention of this. Playing random is certainly great, and you can learn a lot from playing the other races, but if you really want to hone in on your skills and kind of be the best player you can be at any given race, and thus giving you a stronger chance of winning matches, it is important to kind of pick a race and stick with it. Now, obviously, the gravity of the situation isn't as great if you're just playing on the ladder and you're not really playing for money or anything, but the professional players typically pick a race, and that's proven by the little one. Again, the little one being a very strong random player, he picked a race. He's been sticking with Terran for a while now. So anyways, that's just a quick little aside, really not the world's most important thing, but definitely something I want to make mention of. We can see right now DIMAGA scouting out cross position right now, and he's actually going to be seeing, hey, check this out, the little one is in fact here. Feeling pretty safe now, coming down with that hatchery first, and then we'll be seeing extractor and pool sometime soon as well. The little one actually trying to hide out that racks here on the side. Looks like that was scouted by DIMAGA though. And so DIMAGA will be kind of circling around like a shark in the water, but because that SCV is in hot pursuit there, the little one will prevent him from doing too much damage to that building SCV. So there we go, the Rax is complete, and actually, delaying that, and he has a factory building somewhere. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. I was just looking right at us. Yes, there goes the factory, and he was actually delaying that marine production momentarily, and yeah, very interesting there. We saw actually the drone was sitting where any attachment would be, just in case the little one had decided to possibly open up with some Reaper harass and needing to drop that tech lab down. You will see players do that from time to time. Just sit where that attachment would go and delay that from going down. And that, of course, can certainly be effective, especially if the Terran player is trying to open up with Reaper. He does want to get that tech lab down as soon as possible. So that's a whole purpose behind that. We can see the little one right now moving out with his Marine. We do have pool up right now for DIMAGA. No extractor yet, though, going just mineral heavy. We'll be going very mineral heavy, allowing him, of course, to drone up very hard. Also coming out with this one spine crawler for some early game defense, realizing the fact that since it's going to be a while till he has metabolic boost in play, he will need some sort of defenses, and this static defense in the spine crawler should kind of do the trick. Looks like we will actually be seeing some Hellions come out here for the little one. He's got one and then a second one coming immediately after that, also coming out with that expansion. So open up with the Hellions, trying to get a little bit of contain against DIMAGA, and then this allows him to get that expansion up nice and safe. But again, DIMAGA isn't looking to push out anytime soon. He will just be droning up very hard, and since we aren't going to be seeing massive amounts of Hellions here from the little one, at least it doesn't appear to be the case, then he's not really too worried. Just that one spine crawler plus a few Zerglings will be enough. Hellion did manage to roast those two Zerglings sitting at the Zelnaga Tower without issue, only ended up taking 10 total damage. We've got a second Hellion coming on through, and there moves a third as well. Also, following up with a Marauder, very interesting. You want to keep an eye on any upgrades he may come out with, and again, that expansion just about finished for the little one. That will be scouted out by the Overlord over here for DIMAGA, but trying to sneak up into the base, did take one shot from that spine crawler. Queen moving forward, trying to do some damage as well. Takes two Hellions, quite a while to actually work through those workers, because it does take 3 Hellion shots to actually kill a single worker. And there we go, taking one more poke on the way out, turning around, getting that free Zergling kill. Oh, there we go, getting the kill and then pushing back. Now that he has 3 Hellions, if he tried to move in again, he would be able to one-shot any cluster of drones he came up against, but you can't do quite as much damage with just those two. Either way though, doing a little bit of poking and trying to do a little bit of damage. And keep in mind, he didn't lose a Hellion, so it's not like it was that big of a deal. He'll have to use some resources repairing here, but that's not the worst thing. We can see overall right now, DIMAGA is slightly behind. So yes, this expansion has been scouted out by DIMAGA, and I'm actually, okay, never mind, that Overlord is there. So DIMAGA knows about this expansion. Now it's time for him to make that decision whether or not he wants to expand or try to push off of these two bases. I will expect, though, that third to come down either in this position or over here. One or the other should be the case. And actually, wow, deciding to come in with a third in-base hatch before he actually moves into his third expansion. Metabolic boost just now starting right now, and we should be seeing that layer building sometime relatively soon as well. Back over here, 4, the little one, has a few Hellions now sitting on those 4, and no more in production right now, although he is getting a reactor right now on this factory. He may be hot swapping that with the racks. Actually, no, this rack's getting a reactor as well. Okay, never mind, that's going to be hot swapped with the starport there, allowing him to pump out double medevacs. These 4 Hellions are used to get map control right now. He just wants to maintain control of the vision of those Naga towers so that he can know if DIMAGA does attempt to move out with anything. And there's that layer tech right now, just about a third of the way finished. And here comes an evolution chamber as well, allowing him to get those spore crawlers as well as some upgrades. Zergling gets roasted there, not doing any damage whatsoever. Back over here for the little one. Looks like that transition will be into the bio-heavy build with those medevacs, plus tanks, obviously very likely as well. So marine tank, kind of the staple TvZ build because it is so very effective. And right now, actually, we are seeing DIMAGA finally move out into that third base at the same time, getting his creep spread going. 12 Zerglings coming out. The metabolic boost just about to finish as well, and that layer has just popped right now. So we want to keep an eye on any upgrades that he does come out with. We've got combat shield as well. Constant marine and medevac production going on right now. Still actually not coming out with those tanks. A very interesting build here from the little one, opting to not go for tanks and instead going for a little bit more of a massive Hellion build. And there we go, Hellions will be trying to take care of those Zerglings, but getting a full surround. The Zerglings of DIMAGA were able to completely overwhelm the few Hellions that were there. Now, I want to make a quick note of what the little one is doing. Marine tank is very popular for the reason that the Marines are able to take care of mutas and a lot of the other units, while the tanks, with their splash damage, take care of speedlings and banelings. Now, with proper micro, Hellions can do that same, they can provide that same function of taking care of those speedlings and banelings. So that kind of seems to be the mentality behind this push here from the little one. He will be using those Hellions to take care of those speedlings and banelings, and then using the Marines for all else. Now, we have got 34 Zerglings coming out, scan going down, dropping these creep tumors. Also keep in mind that baneling nest and that spire. So right now, you know, DIMAGA is getting ready to try to move into that next position of that massive speedling baneling, but it might be a little too late. We're not sure. We'll have to see how effective this time and push here is from the little one. Zerglin trying to come from the backside. Hellions moving back to try to help out. Getting surrounded though, those speedlings getting a full surround. The little one just lacks the army, lifting up what he has. There's a few Marines as well as one Hellion in that medevac. Was forced to push away though because DIMAGA just had way too many forces, partially due to the fact that he had that in-base hatch. He was able to just completely pump out those speedlings even though he was on 2 bases for quite some time. Feeling a little more confident right now with his forces. The little one will be pushing, and again, his primary goal right now is to try to take out this expansion. We can see that obviously by the fact that he's moving straight up on it right now, but he's going to be getting another surround from those speedlings. Let's see if he has to lift off. Yes, he does. There is just one muta in play that's not that dangerous. So we have a few more mutas over there. We have some more Marines streaming across the map, and this is not looking good right now for the little one. His push was basically thwarted without doing much damage at all besides killing off some of the units. He looks to be losing these medevacs right now. Nothing he can really do about it. Pulling back with a few Marines, but those 2 Marines will not be enough to deal with all of these mutas, and this is going to be a problem right now for the little one. Any counterattack that comes from DIMAGA right now could be doing a lot of damage. The little one getting some turrets up to try to deal with that likely muta counterattack. We've got a few speedlings moving across the map as well. Little one looks to be in a tough position. DIMAGA could do a lot of damage, although the little one does have a lot of Marines sitting right here. Combat shield and stim pack as well. Although losing that medevac certainly didn't help his cause. He does have a few more medevacs coming out right now. This is a little bit scary. So, you know, the little one opening up with a much more mobile Marine build, getting those Hellions instead of those siege tanks. But unfortunately, he did get overwhelmed in that first push, and right now it's not looking too good. Big force sitting outside of his base, and those mutas will just stream right on up. Now, the little one's coming out with a lot of upgrades, and it looks like we are going to see DIMAGA try to target fire down those attachments, get that one burning, and then just push out, force the little one to have to repair that, trying to get a few Marine kills here and there. While they are cheap, any of those, basically those Marines that are far away from the main group, they're pretty much free kills. And we do have a lot of bandits getting morphed in over here for DIMAGA. DIMAGA does have this base nice and saturated, also coming up with his 4th here as well. That in-base hatch certainly helped him so much during that first engagement, and I think right now he's really in a very solid position. The little one's going to have a tough time defending against this. He has massive massing up his forces, though, finally making that transition into siege tanks as needed, trying to do a little bit more damage there, kill off an SCV, a little damage to that tech lab. Here come the Speedlings and Banelings rolling right up into the natural expansion. Those tanks don't have siege mode. This is a problem right now for the little one. Banelings rolling right up into the Marines, trying to split back though with some micro. Banelings rolling up in the resource line, doing a lot of damage, killing off most of those tanks as well. There are a few Marines, but the little one lost a lot of SCVs. He did manage to pull a bunch into the corner there, having them all going to that refinery, bunch them up, and that managed to keep them away from a lot of those Banelings, but still, damage was dealt. Taking a look here, we can see, yes, a clear advantage right now for DIMAGA. The little one losing so many more resources. Very, very concerned right now for the little one. Again, these mutas are just going to continue to harass, and the problem right now is that DIMAGA has got total map control, and he's expanding all willy-nilly. He's expanding without any recourse here from the little one. The little one needs to try to do some sort of counter harass. He could attempt to drop, although that will be a little more difficult with those mutas in play. Given the fact that those mutas are outside of the base, he could try to sneak around and at least try to do a little bit of damage, but there's a big force coming out right now. Thor moving up front. That will get overwhelmed by those Speedlings and Banelings. Banelings getting ready to roll right up in the Marine. That tank sieging a little too late. Tank gets target fire down. Marines trying to micro back. There's a lot of Speedlings and Banelings in hot pursuit. Forced to split up. That's going to allow the Speedlings to get this around and force the GG. The little one opened up this game with some early game Hellions into expansion, using the Hellions for map control and allowing him to freely get up that expo. Scouting out the little one's fast expansion, but feeling like moving into a third was a little risky, we did see DIMAGA come out with a in-base hatch. We saw a strong Marine Hellion medevac push from the little one at 10 minutes. He did have Stimpack and combat shields. However, because of that in-base hatch, DIMAGA was able to turn out a ton of Speedlings to get a full surround and completely nullify the little one's push. After thwarting the little one's pressure, DIMAGA was able to set up right outside of his natural expansion, and he stayed there for the remainder of the game. DIMAGA then massed up his forces and was able to roll right up into the little one's expansion. Unfortunately, the little one getting his tank caught unsieged as well, and with total map control and a very strong econ, DIMAGA had no problem rolling over TLO. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. That was game number 1 between the little one and DIMAGA. We do have a second game coming up immediately after this, so stay tuned for that. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.